Shalom, shalom. Happy Sabbath, y'all. Turn my volume up. Happy Sabbath. Happy Shalom, Neff. Neff. Bayron. Sister Tisa. Shalom. Shalom. So, yeah. How's everybody week? Everybody good? Everybody good? We back. It seemed like the time going by quick. I feel like we was just on this thing the other day. Time is flying. All praise to the Most High. We need to get the hell up out of here. So, title of tonight's class: No harm can come unto us unless ordained. And what inspired me with this class, I was at the plantation, man. Plantation with these beefy Moabite, right? So anyway, long story short, this Moabite woman, it's always these Moabites. I don't know. I be catching hell from the Moabites. So this Moabite, how can I put it? I ain't trying to make it too long. This Moabite was beefing. So I was getting trained by this other Moabite, a male, a guy, and this female, which is like the lead of the little what we was doing. She was beefing with the Moabite that I'm with, my trainer, and beefing with me. No, she wasn't beefing with me. She beefing with my trainer, but she was just being hella like rude and stuff, like she ain't introduced herself or nothing, like some rude type stuff. So, anyways, long story short, Shalom Tanisha. I think I know you, Tanisha. You from here, huh? I think. Let me see. I think I know sis. We've seen her on the highways and byways before. Yep. See, she said, "Come." See, I knew it. You look familiar. But yeah. So yeah, the little Moabite was beefing, and then long story short, I got an Eve. We got an Eve manager. So I was in there talking to the Eve. Yep, I remember you, sis. I remember. How you doing? You doing good? You doing good? Good to see you. But what was I saying? Oh yeah, I got an Eve little manager, right? So the Eve, I was talking to the Eve, and I was just like, man, the little Moabite girl was beefing. But I said when I said it, you know how I be laughing and stuff. And she was like, she looked, but she was taking it serious. The Eve was taking it serious. She said, "What?" And because that wasn't the reason why we was even talking. She just asked me how my day was going, and I was like, "Oh yeah, we over here doing this and that." But old girl over there tripping, she been tripping with me and the other little Moabite all day. And she was like, "What?" Right? Eve was like, "What?" And I was like, "Oh yeah, the little girl, because she's hella short. The little Moabite short as hell." Hold on. Shalom, Grace. Shalom, family. Happy. She said, "Happy Savage." Happy Savage. What are you talking about? Happy Savage. To everyone tonight, this time to be flying by. Happy Sabbath. You better put some respect on the Sabbath. But yeah, all praise. Hopefully everybody week was good, man. Like Grace said, time be flying by. I'm just going into a precursor of how this class came about when I was speaking to the Eve manager. I know I'm just messing with you. I know you meant Sabbath. Esau probably rigged your iPad and made you say that. He probably rigged it and made you say that, trying to disrespect the Sabbath. But what was I saying? Oh yeah, the Eve. So the Moabite. So the Eve was basically asking how my day was. I was telling her, and I mentioned the little Moabite. She's hella short, like almost a midget, right? She's almost a midget. Hold on. Like the video. Like the video. I was just saying this time is speeding up. Time is speeding up. Because it literally seemed like I was just on here with y'all and I was like, Shalom. It literally just seemed like that. Like it came so fast. I didn't even really have no topic. I ain't really caught up on no videos, the show, what's been going on in the world. I had a lot of stuff going on, man. Hey, your boy G Bar been suing. I'm suing people. I'm suing. I'm drafting up lawsuits and stuff. Like right before this came on, I was working on my lawsuit paper, man. So I got some things going on, man. I got some good things going on. Good things going on. Most High, and that's what inspired the class too. Most High been looking out for real, because I've been doing my thing. Matter of fact, Tisa, I was gonna tell you about that. Cause Tisa's gonna be happy to hear this. Shalom, Andrea. Shalom. Hold on. But yeah, so back to the story that basically inspired. That's your expertise? Okay. Yeah, I'm gonna have to let you know what I got going on, sis. I'm gonna let you know. It's funny because I was about to hit you up. I was about to show you something, but yeah, we're gonna talk. But okay, the Moabite, she's like a midget kind of, right? I don't got nothing against midgets, but I'm just saying I'm just describing her, right? She's real short, but she's like the lead in that area. So, anyways, I was telling Eve is the manager. So I was telling Eve, she's just asking how was my day. I was telling Eve, I was like, look, I was just running down my day. Now I was like, oh yeah, old girl was beefing. But I wasn't saying it to like telling her, I was just telling her my day. But she stopped, like, what do you mean she was tripping? And I just told her, and she was like, oh yeah, that's not cool. Something. I'm glad you're telling me that now, because if something happens like 7 months from now, I'll know that she always been like this to you or whatever. Not to say something's gonna happen, but if something do happen, I was just like, oh, and I kind of laughed and stuff. And then she was like, oh yeah, she's like, that's good that you're taking it like that. You're taking it real cheerfully, something, because a lot of people wouldn't go for that. They would have went off on her or something. And this is how we got the class, because I'm not tripping off that little Moabite. You feel me? I ain't tripping off no damn midget Moabite, because no harm can come unto us unless ordained. You feel me? So that's why I was laughing. Like, she's not a threat. She's not a threat at all. All praise on a topic, and it takes faith to know the Most High moves, control spirits for real. I just seen somebody with a shirt. Faith over fear. Faith over fear. So that's what inspired this topic. No harm, because she said you're laughing. That's good that you're laughing. And even the dude, the male Moabite, he was like, yeah, man, you have a lot of confidence, man. I can look in your eye. You have a lot of confidence. I'm like, man, bro, I ain't tripping off of none of you guys, bro. You guys are really weak. You guys are really slaves on the loose, right? But let's get into the top. Let's get into the scriptures. They're slaves on the loose. See, that's what the great said. It takes faith to know that. Most High moves spirit. You can't do nothing unless it's ordained. So, the book of Psalms, let's get into it. 34 and verse 4. hold on, no, seven. What the four said? What was I talking about? I sought the Lord and he heard me and delivered me from all my fears. Hey, that's the spirit. Yeah, we read that. I sought the Lord and he heard me and he delivered me from all my fears. For real. We need that. See, I like this class. It's going to be like something that you can use in a day to day, like a reminder. Just like I think we did what we do a couple weeks ago. Don't fret or don't worry. Something we win in the end or something. We gotta remind ourselves because we're going through it, and we're gonna continue to go through things as the days progress, right? And you're going to need to remember to know the Most High got you. You feel me? Trials and tribulations. So Psalms 34 verse 7, the angel of the Lord encampeth round about them that fear him and deliver them. So we're gonna break this down because a lot of times brothers use this at camp and stuff, right? But this is a deep scripture. The angel of the Lord will encamp around about them that fear. You got to fear the Lord. We're going to break down what it means to fear the Lord. Because you can read that and you be like, yeah, come on, Nasharallah. But bro, he ain't encamping around you, wicked man. You wicked. You got to be fearing the Lord. So what does it mean to fear the Lord? That's why it's very important to fear the Lord, so you could basically be have protection. So what does it mean to fear the Lord? A lot of people don't know. They'll say, I fear no man. What they say, what they be saying, they used to say, I fear nobody but God, and they really don't. You don't fear God. You over there keeping Christmas. You don't fear God. So look, the book of Psalms 119 and 120. My flesh trembleth for fear of thee. It's King David. And I am afraid of thy judgments. So to fear the Lord to fear the Lord mean to fear his judgments. What are his judgments? Let's go to the commandments. Let's go to dietary law. I always like to use dietary law because it's very simple. And I like to go to pork. Simple. You should don't eat pork, catfish, shrimp. So that's a commandment. If you fear the Lord, you would not eat the pork, right? Because you're afraid of his judgment. Because some people will be like you always meet somebody and they be like, oh, I don't eat shrimp or I don't eat pork. I just eat chicken or whatever. They're not doing that for the fear of the Lord. They're doing that for a health reason, or that's just their personal preference. But we're doing it, us children of Israel, my brothers and my sister, we're doing it because we fear the Lord. We're not touching it because the Lord said no, first and foremost. And then we know if we touch it, we're going to get a judgment behind it. So that's what it means to fear the Lord. And then it gets down the road, it gets tricky, because that's when your temptation come in, backslide, all that stuff come in. Dietary law, predominantly easy. But, that's when everything's come in. But when you work at it, offend less, right? You fear the Lord. That's when the angels got you. That's when the Most High have mercy on you, right? He's going to have mercy on you when you need it, right? So that's what it means to fear the Lord. You fear his judgments. And so you always want to make sure you're keeping his commandments, because it's basically like an insurance. It's basically like insurance ever, the greatest insurance ever. I've been keeping the commandment, I'm good. So something do happen, or no, not if, when it happened, the Lord can have mercy on me, or he can tune up my spirit to go through it and it don't be that bad, or you learn from it. It's a lot of things that goes into it. You feel me? Now we're going to dig into some examples. feel me? Offend less. Offend less. Like Grace said. Um, let me go to let's go to the Messiah, the black. You always gotta say Black Messiah. Somebody might be watching. They might be thinking we're talking about Caesar Borgias. You know, John 19 and 20. Did the Messiah believe it? I mean, you already know he believed in this, right? But we're going to show some examples. Look at John chapter 19 and verse 10. Then saith Pilate unto him, speakest thou not unto me? He's like, you nigger, you speak not to me. No, let's go to 9 real quick. Let's get some dramatize it. And when again into the judgment hall, and saith unto Jesus, whence art thou? But Jesus gave him no answer. So Christ didn't even talk to him. Christ didn't even say nothing. No, let's go to 8. When Pilate therefore heard that saying, he was more afraid. And went again into the judgment hall, and saith unto Jesus, whence art thou? But Jesus gave him no answer. So he asked him a question, and Christ looking at him, he's like, nigga, shut the hell up, right? It's like, no, this is a Judite, bro. He ain't say nothing to him, right? And we take on his attributes. We take on Christ's attributes little by little. Verse 10. Then saith Pilate unto him, speakest thou not unto me? He said, you nigger. Pilate said, you nigger, you ain't speaking to me. But he's like, you know who I am? He said, knowest thou not that I have power to crucify thee and have power to release thee? So he's like, you nigger. So you gotta put yourself back there. And like he didn't say it like, you know I can crucify thee and have power to read. No, he was like, you nigger. He said, I have the power to crucify you or have power to release thee. All right. Look what Christ answered, like a true Judite. Jesus answered, thou could have no power. He said, he probably looked up. He said, he's thinking like, shut the hell up. You know, he's like, you puny little Edomite. You know, I could just snap you right now. But I gotta keep my word, and I gotta go through this prophecy. Shut the hell up, boy. Thou couldst have no power at all against me, except it were given thee from above. Therefore, he that delivered me unto thee hath the greater sin. So he's like, man, shut the hell up. Me and Pops got this. We wrote this book. We fulfilling it. So don't get beside yourself. He said, don't get beside yourself. He said, you have no power against me, except it was given from above. So that's what we gotta. That's what the class says. No harm can come unto others unless it's ordained. The Lord ordained it. And we're going to go through some more stuff. So that's why you shouldn't even trip, because the man above he's in charge. You know, he said he ain't going to put. No, we're going to get to that. We're going to get to that. Let's go to Daniel. Let's go to Daniel. Daniel said the same thing. Daniel said the same thing. Watch this. Daniel 3 and verse 17. Now, do I want to start at 17? Yeah, let's start at 16. Shadrach, Meshach, and Abednego. And his name Abednego. Look at it, says Abednego. Answered and said to the king, O Nebuchadnezzar, we are not careful to answer thee in this matter. See, they said something like, bro, see, it was Pilate. Now it's another person, the king in charge. He's like, man, he said, we're not being careful to answer you. They probably looking up too chained up or whatever. We're not about to be careful to answer you. Look, verse 17. Because this is when they about to throw him, I think either to the lion's den, to the fiery furnace. See? They about to throw him in the fiery furnace. Let me read this. Let's read 15 before we read 17. Now, if it be ready that at what time ye hear the sound of the cornet, flute, harp, sackbut, psaltery, or dulcimer, and all kinds of music, ye fall down and worship the image. He said, you fall down and worship the image I have made well. But if you worship not, you should be cast the same hour into the midst of a burning fiery furnace. He's like, now he's like, hey, so Christ's about to get crucified. And he's like, hey, say something. You know I could release you. They're about to get pushed in the fiery furnace. And he like, you don't bow down, we're tossing your ass up in there. He said the same hour. No ifs, ands, or buts about it, boy. And who is that God that shall deliver you out of my hand? He's like, man, we're going to deliver you out there. You know what I mean? People, we do this. You know, they're probably tossing people in there left and right. And they got these three guys. And it's like, you're going to be no different. So verse 17. If it be so, our God whom we serve is able to deliver us from the burning fiery furnace, and he will deliver us out of thy hand, O king. So he's like, so this is what he said. He said, if it be so, our God, he said, our God can deliver out this. Basically, nigga, you got no power unless it's from above. The same thing Christ said. He said, you got no power. And watch this. Verse 18 is heavy. But if not, be it known unto thee, O king, that we will not serve thy gods, nor worship the golden image which thou hast set up. So look, he said, our God, just looks like we know God can deliver us from anything. This is basically what they're saying. He said he can deliver us out the furnace, but he said if he choose not to, we're still not bound down to you. So if he deliver us into the fiery furnace, it was ordained. And I guess we out of here, you know. I guess we out this thing, you know. We're gonna burn up. It ain't gonna be too, you know, it's gonna hurt, but you know, we're gonna pass out, burnt up, give up the ghost. Give up the ghost. I'm out of here, boy. You feel me? I'm out of here. Then you know he got mad and stuff. Let's say then Nebuchadnezzar, full of fury, in the form of his visage was changed against Shadrach, Meshach, and Abednego. Therefore he spake and commanded that they should heat the furnace 7 times more than it was wont to be heated. See, he was like, we're gonna make it hotter. So basically, it's spiritual too. Your trial becomes even hotter, and hotter, right? And he trying to scare him like this. He probably hey, make it harder for these three. He probably, oh shoot, never mind. Yeah, we'll bow down. Nah, they was just like, man, whatever. And y'all know the rest of the story. You know what happened. They got delivered. But they wasn't rattled though. They're faithful. That's super faith. Super faith. They're about to burn you up. You know, and you're like, man, it is what it is. I'm not doing that. A lot of people would have sold out for less, let alone that. So that's mighty. That's real mighty. Let me check the chat. Feeling less, sister, but I'm feeling less. She said, I'll call out for work super late, walking in faith like I'm keeping these laws. Hold on. I'll call out for work super late, walking in faith like I'm keeping these laws. So Esau isn't going to let me go unless it's his will. It's not their decision. Yeah. Yeah. Faith unshakable. Finless. Sis came with the finless. All right. Let's continue. Let's continue on. We got the Messiah. We got Daniel, Meshach, and them. Now let's go to Job. Goes with the power. With the power gotta be given. It gotta be ordained. This is a classic. Chapter Job 1. And there, where do we want to start? Let's go to 10. I don't want to start 10. Blah, 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 blah. Yeah, we can start at 7. Let's just start at 7. And the Lord said unto Satan, whence comest thou? Then Satan answered the Lord and said, from going to and fro on the earth, and from walking up and down in it. So he thought, I'm going all over the place, looking for some trouble, right? And the Lord said unto Satan, hast thou considered my servant Job, that there is none like him in the earth, a perfect and upright man, one that feareth God and escheweth evil, right? And then Satan answered the Lord, said, do Job fear God for naught? So he's like, so this is letting you know that he can't just hop on you. It got to be what? Ordained. Verse 10, has not thou made an hedge about him? Remember we read Psalm 34 and 7, the angel encamped around them that fear the Lord, put a hedge over them, so Satan can't do nothing. Right? Just imagine you got like a dome over you, and outside you might have people throwing stuff. So that throwing like throwing stuff and banging on your globe or whatever may look like somebody road raging you, or you at the plantation and somebody talking mess. That looks like them banging on your stuff, but you're just like this. They're like, oh, they can't get to you because you got this shield. So they're attempting to, but it's a shield. They can't do nothing. That's why we don't be tripping off of it. That's why with the Moabite was talking, and the lady was like, "Damn, you're laughing at the Moabite." Other people would be beefing. I'm not beefing because she's nothing. She can't do nothing unless it's ordained. So look, hast thou not made an hedge about him and about his house? See, he said he made a hedge over him, his house. So other people getting their house broke in, your neighbors or whatever, but your house is good. And about all that he hath on every side, thou hast blessed the work of his hands, and his substance is increased in the land. So you're like, man, he's good. Watch this. But put forth thy hand now and touch all that he hath, and he will curse thee to thy face. So the part we want, he got to ask for permission to get on you. Verse 12. And the Lord said unto Satan, behold, all that he hath is in thy power. Only upon himself put not forth thy hand. So Satan went forth from the presence of the Lord. So now check this out. So he said, everything you can get on them. So this is where your trials come in. You see what Satan now, this is giving you a glimpse in the spirit world. Why it's written. Things are written before time are written for our learning. So he said you could get on them. That's when stuff started going haywire in your life. You're like, damn, one thing after another. After you read down, one thing after another. His daughters, his cattle, everything got messed up. Right? And sometimes he said don't touch him. Like basically don't take his life. Sometimes it could be ordained to knock you off too. It could be to knock your ass off. Um, that's a different story. That's when you want to really, to have your stuff lined up. You know. Um, but you see, in this instance, it says, "Put not forth thy hand." Like basically, you could do whatever you want to them. You could give them, make them sick. Make him get fired from his job, car accident, just mistreated by his peers or just people, period, all type of stuff. And then that's to try your faith, build you up, see if you glory in your tribulation, see if you glory in your tribulation. So it's all a test, and it's for you to elevate. So don't get mad. I mean, you can get mad or upset, but keep the faith. Keep the laws. Don't do what Satan said right up here. What did he say? Where did that? Oh, right here. He said he will curse thee to thy face. He said, yeah, if you take the hedge away, he's going to curse you to your face. Don't do that because you're going to fail. Because some people will do that. They'll get mad. Oh, man, I've been keeping the law and this and that. And the Lord, you're going to do this to me? Nah, don't do that. So we got Daniel, Job. Let's go back to Psalms. (118) in verse 6. The Lord is on my side. He said, the Lord is on my side. I will not fear. Right? I will not fear. What can man do unto me? He said, what can man do unto me? If the Lord's on your side, you don't need to be fearful. What can man do to you? Nothing. Unless it's ordained. Look, let's read 8. It is better to trust in the Lord than to put confidence in man. It is better to trust in the Lord than to put confidence in princes. Come on. So, the Lord's on your side, man can't do nothing. But you got to make sure he's on your side now. You got to make sure he's on your side. And when he's on your side, you rocking with him. Let's go 2 Timothy. The classic, 1:7. For God hath not given us the spirit of fear. So the spirit of fear don't come from the Lord, but of power and love and of a sound mind. And of a sound mind. So you want to have a sound mind. Let's go back to Psalms real quick. Hold on. Just go back to not getting mad when you're in the spirit. Book of Psalms 119 and 165. Great peace have they which love thy law, and nothing shall offend them. Nothing shall offend them. So you're not even going to be tripping off a lot of stuff. You're going to be like, man, whatever. Because you know the Most High got you, and nothing can happen to you unless he ordained it. And if he's ordained it, why are you going to be mad? It is what it is. If it's the Lord's will, let it be done. I ain't getting mad. It is what it is. Like Job said, he taketh and he give and he take. You know? Must get that. Hold on. He give and he take. Let's go to Job. Let's go back to Job. Why you gonna get mad? It's the Lord. He do what he want to do. He made you. He does what he wants. Damn, I messed up. Hold on. I'm tripping. Job 1 and verse 21. Look, and said, naked I came out of my mother's womb, and naked shall I return thither. The Lord gave. He said, the Lord gave, and the Lord hath taken away. Blessed be his name. He gave you something. He give you everything, and he can take it away. Don't get mad. In all this, Job sinned not, nor charged God foolishly. Don't get mad. Don't get mad. It's going to happen. It's going to happen. It's going to happen. Acts 5:29. Obey God rather than man. There we go. Obey God rather than man. Calm. Regardless of feelings. You're going to put the con up. Regardless of your feelings. Hold on. Let's get back to the scripture. Let's go to 1 Peter. First Peter 2, verse 19. For this is thankworthy if a man for conscience toward God endure grief, suffering wrongfully. Because that's going to happen in this truth. You're going to be wrongful. You're going to be wronged, right? You're going to be wronged in this truth. And you're going to be mad. You're going to be like, you're going to have sleepless nights and be thinking about it like, man, you're going to be replaying the situation. Like, man, I can believe they did this and he lied right here or she lied. And look, you're going to be talking to somebody, venting, and like, yeah, they lied. And the person, listen to you. They may not even believe some of your story or be like, oh, I hear you. Yeah, I hear you. I'm like, you don't believe me? You hear me? Yeah. So, and that stuff would be like, oh, man. And then you don't know how the situation going to turn out. You know, you can drive yourself crazy like that. But then you just got to remember the book. Man, remember this book. Remember these scriptures. Reflect on the scripture. Suffer wrongfully. The Lord, you know, like we gonna learn from this. Think of Job. Think of all these great accounts that you're going to come out this. It's going to be a beautiful struggle, but you're going to come out on top. You're going to come out on top and have something. It's just creating your story, right? Let's read verse 20. For what glory is it if when ye be buffeted for your faults, ye shall take it patiently? But if when you do well and suffer for it, ye take it patiently, this is acceptable with God. Now we're learning how to serve God the right way. It says this is acceptable with him. He likes to see that. He likes to see when you getting banged out and it was a lie. He likes to see that you was just like, man, whatever, man. You're trusting in him. The Lord he gonna look upon me, see my affliction, know I was wronged, and he gonna get me up out of this. Let's talk about Susanna. I didn't even have that written down, but Susanna, what she do? She was they was trying to gang bang her, right? Rape her, right? I don't think we can say that. Grape, you know what they were trying to do. They were trying to take it, right? And she trusted. She was about to get she was like, I'm not doing that. She said, I'd rather face God than what y'all trying to do. And what happened at the last moment? Baby Daniel, a little lad Daniel spoke up, got her off the hook. What happened? They end up, the two elders end up getting getting what getting knocked off, right? But she was about to take her death. So that's what kind of faith you gotta be. You gotta be able to take your lick. If it happens, hey, just like the Maccabees, the seven sons, they actually got knocked off. You know, they actually got tortured. You know what the hell is damn gnat? See, Satan sent a damn gnat to try to all up in my damn face. But yeah, um, what was I saying? See, y'all messed me up. Satan, he's like, man, nah, he bringing it out. But yeah, the seven sons actually got knocked off, tortured horribly. They didn't get brought up out of that, but they took their lick and they took it cheerfully. And they said, we'll be back, you damn Edomites. So let me go back to 19 for the thought. For this is thankworthy if a man for conscience toward God endure grief, right? You endure grief, suffering wrongfully. Let me see what the definition of grief. Let's see what grief. You endure grief. Let's see what it says. Grief, deep sorrow, especially that caused by someone's death. Sadness, distress, agony, affliction, torment, heartache, heartbreak, woe. Right? So you endure this, but it's wrongfully though. Makes it even worse. You know? You should have thankworthy with the Most High. Let's read 21. For even hereunto were ye called, because Christ also suffered for us, leaving us an example that ye should follow his steps. Right? Suffer wrongfully. Promise. Continuously praying to the Most High that Yahweh Shai for peace. All praise. All praises. Now let's go to 1 Corinthians 10. You gotta remember this. And now you gotta remember this one. Y'all know this one's a classic, but you gotta remember these are things that you're gonna go through in your day-to-day life, right? And that you need to remember. 1 Corinthians 10 and 13. There have no temptation taking you, but such as is common to man. So don't think when you're going through your trial and you're in that fiery furnace, don't think, man, why am I the only? I'm probably the only one this is happening to. Nah, it ain't. This is common. There's people going through worse things. But don't think yours is unique, strictly built for you. Nah. But God, Yahweh, is faithful, who will not suffer you to be tempted above that ye are able, So he's not gonna put you in something that's gonna crush you, break you. And this is why I be having to remind myself to remember too, because sometimes you be like, man, this is, oh my God, this is crazy. But you gotta remember this. I remember this scripture, like, man, I both sides God be though, because he would not put me in this if he was about to, if I couldn't handle it, if I couldn't handle it. So obviously I could handle it, and I'm about to prove something. He already know the end, but you're just proving something to yourself how resilient you are, and you like, oh, I got through that. I didn't know I had that in me, but all praise to the Most High. He put that in me. I got through the trial. On to the next. Okay, where am I at? Faithful will not be tempted, but then you're able. But will with the temptation also make a way to escape, that ye may be able to bear it. See, and there's always going to be a way to escape, to see if you go that route and not the wrong way, right? So always remember, he will not put too much unto you that you can't bear. I think there's a precept to that I want. Hold on. Let me see something real quick. Bear with me. Judith 8:27. I'm gonna get that next. Hold on. Oh yeah, let's go to Genesis real quick. I want to go to Joseph when he got put in the prison. Watch this. Okay, let's read 39 and 20, verse 20. And Joseph's master took him and put him into the prison, a place where the king's prisoners were bound, and he was there in prison. So Joseph got put in prison. He had it rough. His brothers sold him into slavery. Then um then he ended up getting put in prison. So he was getting banged out. But let's look. But the Lord, 21, but the Lord was with Joseph. See? That's what, see, how he in prison, but the Lord said was with him. So in his trial, like Joseph couldn't see, Joseph's story is a great story. He ended up being second in command of Egypt, right? But imagine him in this time imagine him getting kicked in the pit by his brothers. Imagine how he felt right there. Right? He probably he was like, man, betrayed by your own brother. They try to get you knocked off. Then they sold you. You could have the Ishmaelites grabbed him up, could have knocked him off. They didn't know. They didn't give a damn either. Right? And he could have lost his life a lot of times. Then old girl lied on him. But look, it says to him, but the Lord was with Joseph and showed him mercy and gave him favor in the sight of the keeper of the prison. So it says the Lord was with him, and he had favor and mercy. But from our eyes, imagine that they probably like, man, this dude, the Lord ain't with him, bro. You're in prison. Nobody wants you. Your family left. You kicked you in the pit, But the Lord said was with him. That's why we got to learn how the Lord is. And look, let's see how his favor was. And the keeper of the prison committed to Joseph hand all the prisoners that were in the prison, and whatsoever they did there, he was the doer of it. The keeper of the prison looked not to anything that was under his hand, because the Lord was with him. So the Lord was with him while he's in prison. And that which he did, the Lord made it to prosper. The Lord made everything he did prosper. And this was for a certain reason. As we know, what it was because we could read about it. But imagine at the time, and this is all a process of time. You know, who knows? He was in prison, kicked in the pit. Uh, the girl lied on him. All type of stuff went on with him, right? But in the end of the story, just like Job, what happened to Job? He got everything back, plus more. What happened to Joseph? He got everything, right? So that's why we don't trip. We don't fret because nothing's going to happen once it's ordained, right? We can't even talk about Ishmael. In fact, even though he's a heathen, but the Lord protected Ishmael because he had a purpose for him. He had a purpose for little Ishmael. Let me see. Let me get that account real quick. Verse 16. Conceive. Okay, look. I think it might be verse 8. Hold on. Now, where is it when they kicked his ass out? Hold on. Hold on. Bear with me. Let me get this account real quick. Where is that? 11 and 12. Well, maybe. And the angel of the Lord said unto her, behold, thou art with child and shall bear a son and shall call his name Ishmael. For the Lord has heard his affliction. I'm looking for when she kicked his ass out. It might be the next chapter. Hold on. Let me look this up real quick. The wilderness, Genesis. That's 21. Let's go. I think it's 21. Genesis 21. When Sarah kicked her ass out. Sug and the child broke. Okay, here we go. Let's start at 16, 21, 16. And she went and sat down over against him a good way off, as it was a bow shop. For she said, let me not see the death of the child. See, this one she got kicked out and she thought Ishmael was the ass was gonna die. And she sat over against him and lifted up her voice and wept. Let me read 15. Hold on. Let's read 14. And Abraham rose up early in the morning and took bread and a bottle of water and gave it to Hagar, putting it on her shoulder and the child, and sent her away. So Abraham like, y'all gotta go, man. And she departed and wandered into the wilderness of Beersheba. So they got kicked out. And the water was spent in the bottle, and she cast the child under one of the shrubs. So they was about to die. They didn't have no more water. Probably hella hot. You know, he probably a little kid, you know, in the desert. Ishmael about to die, and we would have no Ishmaelites today. But see, the Most High needed to preserve them because they got a part in this story. So watch this. 16. And she went and sat her down over against him a good way off, as it were a bow shot. For she said, "Let me not see the death of the child." She's like Ishmael. She's like, "Man, I'm about to go there. I want to see." He probably was thirsty as hell. Hella like thirsty. Like, damn, I can't watch this. And she sat over against him and lifted up her voice and wept. And she just started crying. Right? Watch this. And God heard the voice of the lad, and the angel of God called to Hagar out of heaven and said unto her, "What aileth thee, Hagar? Fear not, for God have heard the voice of the lad where he is." So you're like, we see his little ass crying. Don't trip. He ain't gonna die because we need his little ass. He ain't gonna die today, right? We gonna knock him off, but not just today. He has a good role. Hey, he got a role in this movie, right? He got a we're in season 1, and Ishmael gonna be in the season finale. So he gonna make it. Don't trip. Okay, 18. Arise, lift up the lad and hold him in thy hand, for I will make him a great nation. Yeah, he gonna be in the season finale. Don't trip. And God opened her eyes, and she saw a well of water, and she went and filled the bottle with water and gave the lad to drink. And God was with the lad, and he grew. See, God looked out for him, and he grew and dwelt in the wilderness and became an archer. So he was doing his little bow and arrow stuff. And he dwelt in the wilderness of Paran, and his mother took him a wife out of the land of Egypt. So Ishmael, he gonna be in the season finale. So he had to look out for him because he was about to die in the damn desert. Boy, that boy about to die in the desert. I got 2 more scripts, man. He was about to die in the desert. Misery loves company is what they say. Misery loves company is what they say, and folks put their misery and grief on others. Yes, they do. I don't see why you would come to work mad or be anywhere like, bro, chill. That because they don't have the faith. Most first and foremost, they're heathens. They have no soul. They're miserable. They live from nothing, no value. Things I have to transpire in this beautiful book, the Most High wrote, in the middle of our trials, it's hard at times not to fret. Yeah, it is hard. Because your mind be going, wow, no. There. Ishmael finding out now they are not the chosen seed. They sick. They sick. Damn right. They got preserved for the season finale, sis. They got preserved for the season finale. You know, you watched your favorite show or whatever, and David's already out. Like there's like 8 seasons, and you just now watching it, and you kind of scrolling through the pictures, and you see the one of the characters in it, and you like, oh damn, he must not die because he's in the season 5, but it looks like he's gonna die in season 1 or season 2. That's how Ishmael is. Ishmael is in the season finale. But yeah, I got 2 more scripts, man. To hit this thing home. I think I gotta go to the Apocrypha. Sirach. Where the hell is Sirach in this Ecclesiasticus 34? And I believe 16. For the eyes of the Lord are upon them that love him. He is their mighty protection and a strong stay, a defense from heat, and a cover from the sun at noon, a preservation from stumbling, and a help from falling. Right? So the eyes, that's the angels. It's giving you what they watch over you. Mighty protection. Defense from the heat. So if it's hella hot, they give you the shield, a cover from the sun at noon. Huh. I could swear I had. Oh yeah, that's what I wanted. I forgot. I forgot about this. Judith. 8:27. For he have not tried us in the fire as he did them. For the examination of their hearts, neither have he taken vengeance on us. But the Lord do scourge them that come near. See, he scourged. That was said in Sirach 2, right? Prepare yourself for temptation when thou come serve the Lord. But the Lord do scourge them that come near unto him to admonish them. So when you come into the Lord, he gonna scourge you. That's why I think in what book is that? Maccabees. In the book of Maccabees. Is that Maccabees? I think it is. Let's go to Maccabees real quick. Hold on, let me see something. Yeah, I think it's 11. Hold on. It said, in those days went there out of Israel wicked men. Because this is what, see, wicked men say this. It also says this in Jeremiah, where they say when they were serving the Queen of Heaven, everything went well. But when we came unto the Lord, everything went wrong. In those days went there out of Israel wicked men who persuaded many, saying, let us go and make a covenant with the heathen that are round about us, for since we departed from them, we have had much sorrow. See, that's wicked. Remember in Judith it said, if you come to the Lord, prepare yourself. He scourged those, admonished them. So when you're serving the Lord, you're gonna be going through it. But it said you make a covenant with the heathen. This is the wicked. They said, man, we was turned up. We was turned up with the heathen. But now when we departed from them, and we with Judith Maccabee and all them, they were talking about being the priest, and man, we getting waxed over here. I'm trying to go party with the heathen. It says you're wicked if you do that. So we're gonna serve the Lord. But yeah, let me get that precept view. You got 34:15. Hold on. 34:15. The eyes of the Lord are upon the righteous, and his ears are are open unto their cry. Con. The face of the Lord is against them that do evil, to cut off the remembrance of them from the earth. the righteous cry, and the Lord hear and deliver them out of all their troubles. See, the Lord is nigh unto them that are of a broken heart, and save such as be of a contrite spirit. Many are the afflictions of the righteous, but the Lord deliver him out of them all. See, he said, many are the afflictions of the righteous. But when you're going through it, don't fret. See, you see the wicked man Maccabee, they said, man, we're going to make a covenant with the heathen. Cause for this reason, just right here, because it said many are the afflictions. They was weak and wicked. Right? He keep all his bones. Not one of them is broken. Evil shall slay the wicked. See? And they was wicked. It's just their days is numbered. And they that hate the righteous shall be desolate. The Lord redeemed the soul of his servants, and none of them that trust in him shall be desolate. Come. Hold on. Sis pulled out a great addition. And I added to it. Right? I added to it. What did it say? Iron sharper iron. It says, what's the one script where it says, damn, a wise man add to a saying. If y'all know it, let me see. I think it's in Proverbs. I think it's in Proverbs. Let me see. Damn. Who know that script where it says a wise man or something adds to it, add to a sentence? Can't find it. But yeah, man. I'll get it for y'all next week. Damn, what the hell? Oh yeah, that's what I was looking. I'm tripping. I don't know what the hell I'm looking for. I'm looking for my final thoughts. Folks complaining of it being in Malachi and Peter, this world is going to burn like an oven. Right. Folks complaining. Hot. She said hot. But it's gonna burn like an oven. It's gonna burn like an oven, boy. Yes, indeed. Final thoughts. No harm can come unto us unless ordained. The Lord will put nothing on you. It has been hot lately. Yeah, you're right. It has been hot in September, mid-September. But the Lord will not put more unto you than what you can bear. Remember that. Day-to-day basis. You guys know how it is. When you come to serve the Lord, you will go through things, but keep the faith. And as you know, we here every week. I'm quite sure y'all be having some rough days, but we make it. You know, we to the children of Israel are resilient, beautiful people. That's why Esau be trying to knock us off, and he can't. He can't knock us off because we the children of the Most High God. But with that, it's been another episode, another topic. And I say shalom. This lesson gives me comfort as I've been going through much. I count it all joy and fret not. Exactly. Exactly. That's what I wanted to do. Remember when we going through our trials, lean on our Bible, lean on our words, on the word, on the word. Open up your Bible. Read your Bible. But yeah, hit the water for tuning in, supporting your boy. But yeah, I need to we're gonna talk about that lawyer stuff. But with that, I say shalom. Love y'all. Happy Sabbath. Keep the faith. Hey, faith over fear. Faith over fear. Remember that. Shalom.